Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Vidya from Millennial Mommyhood, and today we are going to talk about LKG syllabus that is usually followed in Indian preschools. We'll be talking about the subjects English, Math, Hindi, EVS and GK that the whole syllabus is usually divided into. This will be helpful for you if you are homeschooling your child or also to get a better idea of what your child will be learning for this particular year. Starting with English, the first portion covered are lines and patterns. This will teach your child about how to make particular marks on the paper in order to write in future. It starts with standing lines. After standing lines, they are taught to make sleeping lines, which are the horizontal lines. Standing lines are the vertical ones and sleeping lines are the horizontal lines. Then comes the right slanting lines, left slanting lines, the zigzag lines, we call it as mountain and valley also, the curves opening towards the right side and then opening towards the left side, upwards, downwards, circles, and also these in downward and upward direction. So these lines and patterns actually help your child to write numbers, letters and everything which will come after that. The second one is letter A to Z, wherein they'll be taught the capital letters A to Z. In some schools they follow the other way where they teach the lower letters, the smaller letters and then go to the capital letters. But in majority of Indian preschools, they usually go with capital to lower. And then you have the small a to Z in the lower case. Once children are thorough with capital and lower letters, the next is matching same letters, wherein capital and small have to be matched with each other. It is as shown over here. Very simple written worksheets will be given where they have to join the similar letters, the capital and the smaller one. Next comes the vowels, where they'll be taught that there are 5 vowels A, E, I, O, U. They only have to identify and circle the vowels out of each words. So short words, for example, bat, car, pen, sun will be given and they just have to circle or underline the vowels. So it is a way to identify where the vowels are. And then the phonics, letter sounds from A to Z will be taught to the child. Next comes the 3-letter words, wherein using the sounds of phonics, they have to join the letters together to form the entire word. For example, at, bat. So they'll be joining together to form these words. 3-letter words will only be given at this point. Then comes this and that. It will be taught by talking about the distance from the object that we are talking about. In the first one, the flower is very near to the person. So they say that this is a flower. In the second one, it's very far. We say that is a flower. This way, the concept of this and that are taught. Next comes rhyming words, wherein similar rhyming words are taught together. For example, for cat, you have mat, bat, sat, rat and so on. For pan, you have man, fan, can, ran and so on. This is also very helpful in phonics. Next comes mathematics. In math, the first thing that will be taught are numbers. 1 to 50 is what is taught in LKG, wherein the child will be learning to say it out orally and also to write it. This will be taught in parts from 1 to 10, then 10 to 20 and so on. Once they are aware of the numbers, simultaneously they are also taught the backward counting. When they are taught from 1 to 10, they are also taught from 10 to 1 and so on. The next is number names, only from 1 to 10, where they will be taught to spell out these numbers. Next comes after numbers. From 1 to 50, a number will be given and the child have to write the number which comes after that. For example, for 23 we have 24 and for 17 you have 18. Then comes before number, wherein in the backward counting the child have to remember and write what will be coming before 6 and before 25 as shown over here. Next comes between numbers, again from 1 to 50, where two numbers will be given and the number which comes in between those two numbers have to be written. For example, between 22 and 24 you have 23, between 47 and 49 you have 48. Next concept is missing numbers. This goes to a larger extent, wherein many numbers will be given and some will be missing and you have to complete the series as shown. The next concept is small and big, where two objects, pictures of the objects or the object directly in real life have to be compared and the child have to understand the difference in size and also the meaning of words small and big. Next is big to small. It is a kind of seriation activity wherein the child have to sort or arrange objects from bigger to smaller size and then smaller to bigger size. This is an extension of small and big concept. Next comes the concept of counting and writing the numbers. For example, here there are 3 stars. The child have to count and write the number 3. Here there are 2 cups. The child have to write 2. Next is ascending order, where the numbers have to be arranged from smaller to bigger numbers. For example, here 1, 3, 6 and 9 are arranged from lower to higher ranking. Similarly, descending order, from bigger number you have to write the smaller number in the order. The next concept in math are shapes, where the child will be taught only the basic shapes, that is circle, triangle, square, rectangle. In some schools they also teach a couple of other shapes also, but these are the basic shapes which are taught in all the schools and they talk about the corners, the number of sides and so on. Next comes patterns, where they are following only AB pattern, which means two objects repeating itself again and again. For example, a blue circle, a pink circle, a blue circle, a pink circle. What comes next? So, a blue circle comes next. And then what comes after this? A pink circle comes next. So, only two objects which repeats again and again, the AB pattern. Next is sorting, which is also related to counting, wherein many objects will be given together in a clutter and the child have to sort and count similar objects. For example, these leaves, there are 2 leaves, so you write 2. Stars, there are 3 stars, you write 3. Dots, there are 5 dots, so you write 5. The next concept over here is more or less. If there are a lot of objects, you say it as more. If there are lesser one, you call it as less. So there are different activities which can be done. For example, circling, putting a tick and so on, or just writing M and L. Similarly, one and many. It's an extended concept of more and less. Here the child is also taught that one is called cup, more or many are called cups and so on. Then comes the concept of tall and short, depending on the height of the objects. And the last one comes long and short, depending on the length of objects. Let's go to the next subject, that is Hindi. A se aha, Vyanjan Van, Ka se nya. So you have to learn to write, to orally say it out and to identify them. Writing is by tracing and then writing by themselves. Orally is by saying e and so on. Identifying is from a list of things they have to identify that particular letter. Chitra dekhkar akshar se milao. In this they have to look at the picture and match with that letter. For example, Ka se kamal, U se uphaar. The next is चित्र देखकर सही अक्षर पर गोला बनाओ. You have to see the picture and circle the correct letter. For example, अ से अनार. The next is सही अक्षर को खाली स्थान में भरो. For example, A say arm, so you write A. Gh say ghar, so you write gh. So it's a way of identifying the object and writing that letter. Next is चित्र देखकर सही अक्षर पर गोला बनाओ. So again you have to look at the picture and you have to circle the correct letter. Next subject is EVS, in which you start by learning about myself, your name, your age and so on. Your family members, your family tree, where in family members you talk about father, mother, sister, brother, grandparents and so on, and you draw the same thing on a family tree. Next is body parts. You learn about different parts of your body. Face parts, where especially about your face you learn. My school, wherein you learn about the school, where your school is located, the name, your class and so on. My home, where you learn about the different rooms in your house and the use of each room. Sense organs, you learn about your 5 sense organs and why they are used for. Cleanliness, you learn about keeping everything clean around yourself. Good habit and bad habit, a variety of habits are given and you have to sort out which is good and which is bad. Road safety, you are told about zebra crossing, following the traffic signal and so on. In EVS, most of the concepts are taught by doing certain kind of activities. For example, road safety can be taught by actually following road safety in a small play area. Next comes national symbols, where you are taught about the national flower, fruit, animal and flag. And then you are also taught about the uses of water. Next comes festivals, where all the major festivals in India are told about, and then you are also taught how they are celebrated. And also the child gets to celebrate all these festivals in school. The next one is magic words, where you learn about thank you, please and sorry, how to say that and where to say that. The last one is recitation, where you are told to recite a poem. Next is GK, where you learn about colors, fruits, vegetables, community helpers like doctor, pilot and so on. Transport, wherein you learn about road, rail, air and water transport. Then season, where you learn about summer, winter and rainy. Animals, where you learn about wild animals, domestic animals and also animals that live in water. Same and different, where you are shown objects wherein you have to sort out the similar objects and identify the different ones. Rough and smooth, inside and outside, left and right, full and empty, top and bottom. That's all. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe.